Good morning. On a little walk this morning. The Ravine des Cazors walk out of Flinders Chase National Park. And I don't know whether we're going to do the complete loop. But it's a little bit overcast this morning. It was drizzling a little bit last night. So I got my leather jacket on, and we'll see how we go. Lots of evidence of echidnas digging up here, trying to look for termites. See, there's some more there. These things, this has finally seen them out in flower. They're quite an ugly looking bush, but they're quite nice little flowers in there. The walking track, which is here, actually follows the ravine. I hope it doesn't go down there, because that means they've got to come up. You can just hear the surf from the where the ravine meets the sea down there. The track goes all the way to the sea. Beautiful and peaceful and quiet. Well, this is the bottom of the ravine, the valley, and it's a little bit like a rainforest here. There's all the ferns, a bit like the park out of Nelson, the Glenelg River National Park. There's the actual creek. Not much to look at after all that, was it? Beautiful and quiet here, Jack. Got their big sugar gums up here. And the constant call of the birds, and calling to each other in the morning. Not bad. We're above the valley floor now, which is down there. And if my map reading skills are correct, we're coming back to the loop, back to the car park. I don't really want to climb down that bloody valley and climb back up again. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Well, we've left the ravine, and I've reached the end of the loop. Thank God for that. And I've been climbing up ever since. Up and up and up and up and up. It's just like walking up the bluff. It goes up and up and up. I can't go up too much longer. I'm going to run out of oxygen. They had a sign at the end of the loop. Tripped over a rock. Beach access 1 kilometre. And I thought of walking down to the beach. I thought for about 0.003 of a second. And then I thought, stuff this for a game of soldiers. I'll come back on the loop. So we're on the loop now. Coming back, and went right down to the ravine again. You know where I put the camera on and said, I hope we don't get... Yes. The track went right down to the bottom of the ravine again. Ah dear. Anyway, we're going up and up and up. Thing is, I know we can't go up forever. It's got to stop and flatten out. It's got to stop and flatten out, doesn't it, eh? Got some caterpillars here having a bit of a kip on the twig. And as if they're having a right good old time, isn't it, eh? Well, what do you think of the caterpillars? A little bit tired, Just taking a drive down the Shackle Road, and then we're going to join up with the Rocky River Road and camp at West Cape tonight, the most westerly portion of Kangaroo Island. And this is one of the famous corrugated sections of the road on Kangaroo Island. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Not as bad as the Amberdell, Jim. Some of the flowers along the Shackle Road are absolutely magnificent. And all around you've got the wattle as well. Beautiful. West Cape Bay. This bower anchor from the Loch Venture is dedicated to the memory of the crew of the 25 men who died when their three-masted iron sailing ship was wrecked near West Bay, 1905. They used to make them big in those days, didn't they? I'm going to be listening to that surf run all night. It's going to be good, isn't it? West Bay, Kangaroo Island, the most westerly bit on the island. Have a look at the map. Turn the video over and have a look on the back. You'll see where I am. Nice surf running in there, Jack. White sandy beach back there. We camp just over there. So got steps going down there to the bay. We come back up here and we go away. Hang on. What's this? What's this? We were at the anchor a minute ago. You weren't there, fella. What are you... What's that, Skip? Bloody big anchor. Yeah, I know. Hang on. Oh dear. What do we got here, eh? What's your name, boy? I think his name's Skippy. Oh, I think we'll take you back home. Is that alright, Skip? What about little Skippy here? Oh dear. There you are, Dave. You got a friend to drive around in the truck with Skippy with you. You got Skippy with Skippy. We better, when we fix up his hat, we better get and make a campfire site for you, eh? What's that, Skip? Good camp? Yeah, alright, we'll have a camp tonight, alright. Well, good morning. Just thought we'd take a walk down the beach of West Bay. Camped up in amongst the bushes up there on the camping ground. It's a nice little footprints all the way here, Jack. Look at this, mate. Look, human prints too. Hey, Jack, this is what you wanted, isn't it, Jack? West Bay is looking right at the western end of Kangaroo Island. It's the only bay virtually on the whole end. A few ships have come to grief in here. It's virtually the only beach down here. Of course, the prevailing winds come straight in. Good morning. Have to wave down there because you can't see me up above. Be a good place to get marooned in here, eh? Yes, there we are. West Bay. Kangaroo Island. Just sitting here looking at the anchor of the Loch Penneshaw at West Bay, and I got my little book here, Rex on South Australian coast. How you doing, Rex? Still watching, mate? And I looked up the Loch Penneshaw, and this might be of interest to you, Mr. Jack Galpin. You remember the Lockhart? Lockhart? The Lockhart off of Portland. I think it was Portland. And there were two survivors, the little girl and Tom Pearson. Well, this is where Tom Pearson met his end, on the Loch Penneshaw. And there's a picture there. Whoop, play the horn. There's a picture there of Tom Pearson on the memorial to the Loch Penneshaw. So there you go, Jack. What comes around, mate. This is where Tom Pearson met his end, on the Loch Penneshaw, which hit the coast just around from West Bay, just around that tip and around a bit, and she hit the coast there. There you go. You never know your luck in a big city, do you, Jack? Hello, little fella. We're on the Hanson Bay Sanctuary Koala Walk, and I've just spotted my first koala up in the trees, and he's a beautiful little one. He's just sitting there quietly watching me. I was looking around and looking up high and looking up low, and I couldn't see any bloody koalas. Anyway, I just about walked past this little fella. He's not bad, is he? He's having a bit of a scratch. Oh, got you up a bit early today, mate. Never mind. Never mind. Just like your koala, isn't it, Dawn? We'll see if we can spot any more. This one's always straight up above us. He's having a bit of a kip too in the morning. He's having a bit of a scratch too. We're on our way up and we're going to have a look at Kelly Hill Caves.
It's obviously pretty important for this place. Any ideas what this stuff is? Limestone. Limestone, very good. Really, really common sort of stone. It actually covers around 10% of the surface of the earth. So that is, as far as stones go, it's definitely one of the more common ones. Can anyone tell me what limestone's made from? Originally?
Calcium carbonate.
Calcium carbonate. Yep, shells, coral, all that type of stuff from the ocean. That's what limestone used to be. Okay. Here at Kelly Hill, what we're actually standing inside now is an old sand dune. Okay, that's why you had to walk up a hill to come down into the cave. All right, we're actually standing inside a sand dune that formed somewhere around 2 million years ago. Okay, now we don't know exactly how that happened. We don't have the answers at the moment. Yeah, there's been quite a bit of damage in this little bit. For 30 odd years they ran tours inside the cave with no pathways or handrails or anything. Used to come in with a helmet, and of course this particular formation here would be the sort of the highlight of the tour. Everyone would come in and sit down. Lucky it never got broken off, which is good. Yeah, you can see the result. Number of different theories have been sort of thought of about how these things might actually grow. As you can imagine, they've fascinated cave scientists for a long time. What they think today is happening, like this is one of the most accepted theories, is that the little individual crystals don't quite fit together properly, and as a result of that, the water is able to be moved through the inside of the formation. So with a normal stalactite, the water just runs down the outside. Okay, with these particular ones, we think there's water actually being forced through tiny, tiny little crevices and gaps inside. Now it's being forced through because we've got 15 metres of water coming down through the stone above us. Okay, that's what they think. That could be complete rubbish, but we're not entirely sure as to exactly how that would happen. They're called.
Got a little funnel inside.
Yep, it probably has. When they first start growing, they start off as straws. I'll show you one at the top. Straws are, like for the very initial bit of a stalactite's life, they're hollow. Okay, water droplets will leave one ring under another of crystal. Okay, and the water basically comes down through the rings to the bottom, leaves another one on the bottom. Now, sometimes they can get really long. Down here, they only get a few centimetres long, and then that tube gets blocked and the water runs down the outside. But what you'll always have on the inside of that particular stalactite is that little hollow bit left over, and that's what you're seeing there. Tannin up on the surface of the hill here is dissolved out of all that material and gets carried down into the cave in the water and leaves that brown coloration behind in the actual crystal. The other colour we get is a bit of orange. When that coated the top of the hill, we had water coming down through that material, and that contains a little trace of iron, and we had iron oxides coming down into the cave and staining things orange. Now today, what we have growing down inside the cave is growing pretty much white, okay, which indicates that we don't have much tannin and we don't have much iron oxide coming down with the water at the moment. Would be good. So what they did to make sure that was never an issue was they put some letters up on the roof. Really simple. Start with the letter A out at the cave entrance, just with candle soot, and then B, C, D, E, F, G. Just up here, we've still got the letters up here. Just up here is the letter O. Okay. So if you were standing here and your guide fell over and carked it for whatever reason, you'd know you just have to start looking for N. Okay, even if you're really confused, you would eventually find it. It might take you a little while, and obviously you don't want to run out of light because then you can't see them anyway. But you find the letter N about 7 metres that way, just tucked away in a little alcove in the roof.
If you went that way?
If you went that way there, you'd find P, and you know you're going into the cave. Yep. So you find N, from there you just find M, L, K, J. Look, most of those letters are still there. We don't know where A, B, C or D are because it gets quite dusty out near the cave entrance and they've been covered over. But pretty much all the rest are there. Okay,
you can
now
upgrade them to fluoros now.
We could do. Works a bit better than arrows because at least you know whether you're going in or out this way. All right, What I'm going to do is I'm going to blow this candle out.
Happy birthday to you.
Not my birthday yet. I'm about 6 months away. Does anyone have any questions on anything before we wander back out?
No.
No? Okay. Well, thank you all very much.
One question.
Yep.
Who were the navvies that poured the concrete?
Don't know. It's done early 80s, so before my time here. But apparently they got a cement truck up to the top of the hill, put a chute down the stairs. They had the stairs in at that time, obviously. Put a chute down the stairs, and about half a dozen blokes from wheelbarrow started up this end with this chamber and worked their way back.
Phenomenal job.
It would have been a fun job, wouldn't it? Stood up pretty well though. It's 20 odd years old already. Yeah, it looks brand new. It's not going to get weathered too much. So
Everything's preserved under the
that's right.
Well, what do you think of Kelly Caves? Not bad, eh? Had a talk to the man down at Cape Border when I was down there, and I said about the state of the roads. He had a bit of a giggle and said, well, enjoy it while you can. This is the best they ever get. They normally grade them just before the summer tourist season starts, which he said starts just about now. So this is about the best you see, the Kangaroo Island tourist tracks. This is a good road. We've been up to Pandana and had some dinner at Pandana. If you're in Pandana, go into their little IGA shop and have one of their rolls, their baguette rolls. They're very, very nice. I had a ham and cheese. You're writing all this down, aren't you, Rex? I had a ham and cheese with cucumber and a bit of lettuce, and they had beetroot there, so I couldn't resist that. There's a joke there somewhere, but I won't touch on that one. I'm standing at the end of the jetty at Vivon Bay. Quite a beautiful bay here. See, there's the jetty I walked out on. Here's the old Nissan Dowdy up there. And you'll have to agree, this is a magnificent bay. Water looks very clear and clean. We'll go around the beach later on and I'll show you the beach. The beach looks very white and clean and beautiful sand. What a big bay. But if you have a look at your map, you turn your video over and have a look at the back of the map, you'll see row of shacks over there, Jim. Oh, there they are, I think. Nah, there's cliffs. Shacks are just back behind that first sand dune over there. Quite a large bay. Bit of a navigation light up there. And it comes around the other side. Vivon Bay. And we come around to the jetty again. This is the southern side of Kangaroo Island, so there's nothing between us and Antarctica down there. And you got the swell of the Southern Ocean coming in here. It's not bad, is it, Jack? And we come back around to Vivon Bay, and the jetty we were at's just over there. You can see the roofs of the houses over there, Jim. Bit of real estate over there for you, mate. The waves coming in here. She's a beautiful beach, almost as beautiful as Sleaford, says Jim. That's beautiful, clean water coming in there, Jack. We'll get another one. That's the swell of the Southern Ocean coming in there. There's the other side of the bay over there. And Seal Bay is actually in there. We'll be going there tomorrow. And that's Cape Grantham over there. We'll be there tomorrow night. We'll be way down there tomorrow night. We were over there a minute ago. You'll have to say, this is a bloody beautiful beach here. Have a look at that, Jack. Bloody magnificent. This here is called the Harriet River. Now that's going into Vivon Bay there. Now over there is the shack area of Vivon Bay, and over there is the boat launching area and jetty area of Vivon Bay. We're camped on this side of Vivon Bay. Of course the road comes in and you have to go all the way back to the bridge to come back on this side. Yes, there's a few shacks along here, but this house wouldn't have looked much on paper. But we go up there, I don't know how you're going to see in the sun. There's the Harriet River winding back through there. And this house might not have looked much on paper, but there it is there. See them there? They've cut all the bush in front of the house and they've got a view of Harriet River, and if we turn around, the surf of Vivon Bay. Isn't that good? There you are, Jim. I reckon you can sell that house. Good evening. We're at Vivon Bay Campground, and this is the Vivon Bay Campground Dowdy. And we're cooking. Oh, we've got a birdie up there. And, geez, I hope I'll get these names right. We got Serena, we got Dave, we got Jessica, we got Naomi, we got Dawn, we got Michelle, and I've got you another key ring, Dave, for Skippy. Oh dear, oh dear. What else we got? Oh yeah, Ed was talking on the radio about 3,000 years ago, and he said, DB, he said, bring us back a nice cab sav. So we got a Sunset Kangaroo Island cab sav. If you don't talk to me on the radio tonight, Ed, I'm going to crack the top tonight, alright? Welcome to Sunset Kangaroo Island, dedicated to Celador. Trust you enjoy. That's very good. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now, what do we got tonight? We got a... how you doing, Rex? You like these meals, don't you, mate? You're about the only one who does, Rex. You're about the only one who does, mate. What do we got here? Well, you know we've got bloody oysters in it. Thought I'd try one of these again, my mistake. Yes. And I had to bang just about everything I've got in there as far as spices go to give it a bit of oomph, a bit of flavour. I've banged the curry and pepper. I haven't got soy sauce in it, I've got Vegemite on. And it's coming up not too bad. Oh, I must apologise. Rex. How you doing, Rex? On the South Australian coast, I made a mistake earlier on. I said that, the Penneshaw. Oh dear, I can't find the bloody page. Oh, I'm sure I'll find it eventually. The Loch Venachar. I said that was Tom Pearce. I was wrong. It says here, one of the items of interest is a photograph of Tom Pearce Jr., the apprentice seaman in the bottom left. That one there. He was one of the sons of Tom Pearce, famous as the hero of the Loch Ard wreck near Port Campbell. So Tom Pearce's son got wrecked on the Loch Venachar. Yes. That's the Ethel. See Ethel on York Peninsula? That's the Ethel. Oh! While I got you here, I should read this. How are we looking? We can see ourselves, can we? Oh dear. Anyway. I've got to read this out. I'll see if I can read it out for you. Ah dear, now I've got to find it again in the book. Ah dear. Oh, it's a story. There's some words about the Loch Venachar. One of its voyages, before it got smacked into the west end of Kangaroo Island, it got it was through a cyclone off Mauritius, and one of the people on board wrote a little article for the Melbourne Argus. Two enormous waves bore down upon the ship, which rode slowly over the first and sank to an indeterminable depth in the trough of the other side. Whilst in this position, the second wave came on, towering halfway up the foremast, and broke on board, filling the lower topsail 60 feet above the deck with water as the wave came down. Hundreds of tons of water swept over the ship in a solid mass from stem to stern, thundering inboard the port side of the forecastle and racing away over the main deck and over the poop, where most of the crew was standing. Every man on the poop was thrown down, and when they regained their feet, they perceived that the foremast and the mainmast were over the side, and the mizzen topsail above their heads had disappeared. Not a man on board actually saw the spars or even heard the crash or the breaking rigging, so violent was the shock and so fierce was the howling wind of the hurricane. The cook was washed out of his galley and swept overboard, the galley being completely gutted of everything it contained. And some people complain that they've got a hard life now. Good morning. I'm standing on top of the largest sand dune in Little Sahara on Kangaroo Island, and a long way car park down there. We made our way up here. I don't think Barry and Robin's going to make it up here. There's Vivon Bay over there. A lot of sand here, Jack. I dealt with Jim. Your little Toyota would have a hell of a run up to get up here, mate. But I imagine some of the sand dunes on the Simpson would have been a bit like this. Bit hard to walk near the top. You go about 20 feet and you achieve about 1. You keep on digging and the sand keeps on moving. But there we go. Little Sahara on Kangaroo Island. There's little animal tracks on, mostly human. There's little animal tracks on top. Here, looky. Someone dragged a bloody great stick up here. I don't know why they did that. There's a little little animal tracks here. Something's been wandering around in the night up here. Into the morning sun. Yes. Very pretty in the morning sun. You've got nice sculptured dunes and that there. Little Sahara, Kangaroo Island. It's Seal Bay on the tour here along the beach. Few seals sleeping here. There's a little one there sleeping next to Mum.
First 6 months of their life, and then going past the reef with their mum and fishing together until they're 18 months and talking up the hill. So they've had a pretty good start. 12 months to learn to swim and fish and all those sorts of things, and then hopefully by their 18 months they'll be able to. They're independent from a really young age, because before they're 6 months old they don't go out to feed with their mum. They stay here and create different groups. Like I said before, it's the first tour of the day, so they're adjusting to people being on the beach. Around the big boy walls. That's why they're not warming around
Well, how'd you like the sea lion tour? Wasn't bad, eh? You'll have to agree it's a picture and postcard location, isn't it? I'm at the lookout on what they call Bald Hill And this is Murray's Lagoon, freshwater lagoon. A bit low at the moment, gets a bit, place gets jumping around winter time when it fills up. Beautiful quiet spot to sit here and watch the bird life. Here ducks on Murray's Lagoon. Here's a little waterfowl, there's a swan. No penguins. A few penguins on the Murray, wasn't there? Quite a pretty sight. Be a bit better with a bit more water in it though. Yeah, Murray's Lagoon, Kangaroo Island. Driving down the road here. Some lyrebirds. A couple of them just flew off in front of me. Have a look at that plumage. There he goes. Good evening. We camped for the night in Cape Grantham National Park, just here next to the water. Not far from the water, eh? Yes, yes. Had a good run today. We saw the seals, and a fairly rough road in here, and shh, don't try and wake up the ranger. Couldn't find him anywhere. We got tea going, baked beans and leg ham, because I was absolutely disgusted with what I had last night. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So this is one of my favourites. I put in some, you probably see it's not pure baked beans. Put in some curry, some pepper, some allspice, and the Intrepid Explorer's secret ingredient is also in there. Product promotion. Bit of Vegemite. Yes. So we're going to sit here and eat that. I'm going to look up my book here. Oh, I'm a bit crooked, aren't I? That better. What have I got here? Simpson and Day Field Guide to Birds in Australia. Most comprehensive one-volume book of identification. What do we got here? And we're getting letters from America here. The Antarctic tern has recently been identified from a specimen in South Australia. It breeds in subantarctic islands, and some populations migrate north in winter. The birds breeding closest to Australia do not migrate. It is identified from other terns by its pale grey outer streamers and its short, stout, black and red bill in winter, red in summer. In winter it has as much white on the crown as does the Arctic tern. It lacks a carpal bar. You writing all this down, eh? It lacks a carpal bar and is larger than stockier than the Antarctic tern. Well, has been sighted in South Australia. Well, it has been noted in dispatches, but those people this morning, well, a few mornings ago, down at Cape de Kudik, were looking for the Antarctic tern. And by gee, I saw them when they found it, and they were happy. Happy little campers they were. But, ooh, I think the fire just went out. actually just quietly. My fire might have went out a few years ago, but anyway, we'll have to worry about that. Yeah, a big little fire went out. Now we're going to adjust it all again. Do a slow bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Going to try talking on the radio tonight on the Barrett, on that width there, but that's not a bad view, isn't it? Snuckle down in here. Snuckled? Snuckled. New word. Snuckled. Bit of a hairy back and back between the two bloody rocks here, Dave. But, I don't know about these camps. I think they're for bushwalkers. I don't think they're meant for the people like the Intrepid Explorer. See, there's one up there. See? Camp symbol. And it's got a big square of wood and it's all nice and flat. I was going to put the dowdy in there, but I know. I thought it'd be better snucking up here. And by Jove, I think it is too. Yeah, you'll be happy to know, Dave. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I took the kangaroo out in the wind and the hat blew off. Old Dawny's still going, still got the ribbon in her ear. And we've got a car coming along the road, but never mind. We won't worry about that. Can't get in here. Too many people cooking their baked beans. He's slowing down too. He might be coming in here. Oh, well. You'll have to take the other spot, eh? Yes, that'll go good tonight. And, oh dear. Yes. I've been sitting here for about half an hour just sitting watching that. That's bloody beautiful, isn't it, Jack? Might take a nice, there's a birdie flying up there. Might take a nice photograph of that tonight with the stars up there. Be nice over the water. Nah, good little spot here, good little spot. And we come upon another beautiful Kangaroo Island sunrise. And the sun rises over Destroys Bay. That's not bad, is it, Jack? They're bloody beautiful. And we're just about ready to go in the morning. Murray's Lagoon. As the fog slowly lifts in the early morning. Heading back towards Penneshaw, little place called Island Beach. It's virtually a shack area, and we'll just take you down and show you the beach. What a nice drive out here this morning. A lot of mist inland. Wasn't any mist near the coast, but it was quite cool. Quite cool inland too. It's not bad, is it? That's Eastern Cove out there. And up around the corner is Nepean Bay and Kingscote, and just across the road there, across the water there is American River. Not bad, is it? There's a few, well, they call them shacks these days up there. Across the way there we've got American River. Nice and quiet and sheltered waters here. Bit different from the south coast, and hear the roaring of the surf all night, eh? I think Mick calls them Pacific gulls. And they're the common seagull there. Quite pleasant in the early morning. Island Beach. Kangaroo Island. Just across the little peninsula from Island Beach. On the way back from a place called Sapphire Town. Looking across just about towards American River again. The little bay here. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Bloody magnificent. Those people up there haven't got a bad view, have they? Good evening. We've had tea and we've had a wash, and we've come back into Penneshaw to have a look at the penguins. I think it's penguins, not pelicans. That's the houses on the hill up there, and the little penguin viewing area is down there, and it's got a big sign on the beach there, don't walk along here at night. The penguins can actually come up there and in there to roost. We've got a sea link just come in a minute ago, very good. Kangaroo Island Seaway. And we're just waiting for, that's Cape Jervis over there, by the way. We're just waiting for Ed to come on the radio. What is it, Ed? It's up past 5. He's due to come on the radio about 5:45. So we're waiting here for night to fall, and the penguins come out at night.
I think they do have something on their tongue as well, though.
Probably
To
have a
stop-
rough tongue.
Yeah, to stop the fish coming. It's all to stop the fish coming back out
Yeah.
again, of course.
There was one little fluffy tip up there.
Well, how'd you like the fairy penguins? It was out of Penneshaw at the little penguin tour, 7:30. And we saw a few penguins. We're travelling back now to our campsite, and we'll sleep the night there. We've got to get up early in the morning. We'll get up at 6 o'clock and head in, because we've got to catch the 7:30 ferry out of Penneshaw. So I'll head back to the Chapman River and camp there the night. Head back in the morning. Hope the little alarm clock works. Good on you, Dawn. Thank you. That's where we saw the penguins last night on the little gantry there. They walked up out the water there and followed that little path up to their little nests up in there. So that's where we were last night. Penneshaw. Hello, Maldemare.
Drivers only on the vehicle deck, and please have a review vehicle and directed to do so by one of our crew. To all other passengers, please remain seated until we are secured to the wharf. You'll then be able to exit the vessel by the port side, the same way that you boarded. Thanks.
Well, we've come to the end of another video. We're overlooking Encounter Bay. This is where Flinders and Bodine had a bit of a meeting after they wandering around Kangaroo Island, mapping the south coast and that. Very appropriate that we end here, because Flinders and Bodine had a lot to do with the mapping and the naming of all these places: Cape Takutik and Cape Border, Investigator Strait. Lots of flooded places they named and that. Anyway, I'd like to end this video here. I've got some statistics here for you. The island's 150 kilometres long. You're writing all this down? It's 50 kilometres wide, about 50 kilometres wide. We did 850 kilometres of travelling on the island, chewed through $11,587 worth of fuel. Hang on, that's not right. Oh, 847 kilometres we did on the island. Yes. And there's 600 seals in the colony at Seal Bay. And I haven't had a shower for 8 days. We'd like to end this video here and leave you with, why don't you go to Kangaroo Island? Why don't you stop? It's just across the water, just one small hop. We'll catch you next time, eh?